Commanders.
We're very bad at
We're
being
live.
prepared to go live, but we're live. So we're going to talk about Monday Night Football, Ring of Honor, some keys to victory. How can we finally get a win on this season? We might talk about that disaster from last weekend a little bit. Who knows? Just tune in. Well, you're already tuned in if you're seeing this. So.
Yeah, the boys are ready to go. Cincinnati, you know. Them boys about to flow. Grab a garage beer, let's go. It's Drew and Bang, go. Yeah, big place, it's a show. Yeah, big place, it's a show.
What it is, what's up? Welcome to the program, Big Play Cincy Show. Drew, you know how I'm doing tonight. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing all right. We were very good at just talking and shooting the shit on here, and then realizing that we should have clicked go live like 5 seconds ago.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Been an interesting night. Now, shout out Ben. Ben was in the comments section early. We love to see you here, Ben.
Who day?
We got a comment from Diaz. Says "Who day?" I don't know what it says there at the beginning. Alex is here. Ben, yeah. So we're glad to see you guys. As a reminder, we will be 7 p.m. on Thursdays this week. We have an idea to get you some game recap, reaction type video content. Things went to hell this week, and we didn't get a chance to do it. But we're talking over doing a YouTube exclusive recap and breakdown of the game that would post on Mondays. Now, we may try to record those Sunday night, have them posted Monday morning. Maybe we'll record on Monday, post Monday afternoon. We don't know. We're just a couple idiots with microphones. Ron has 47 children. I have one child with the energy of 47 children. So it's just going to have to happen when it can happen. But we're not going to be live, but we are going to look to bring you guys some raw reactions within, a day or so of the game, because by the time we get here on Thursdays, everybody's already broken last week down to the last minute detail. So why rehash it with you guys here? So we're going to try to work on doing that going forward. So look out for that. It'll be on YouTube only. Turn on notifications, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. That way you don't miss it. So I want to preface this before we start the show. Neither of us are insiders.
Okay.
So do with that what you will. But just coming clean.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck that guy. I'll just flat out say it. Fuck that guy.
That's been a thing though, dude. He's been like that too.
It is what it is.
If you're not credentialed and you have followers, fuck it. We're not doing it.
Yeah, credentials don't mean shit. I don't care. If you want to come at people sideways, you're gonna get sideways back. That's all it is. I'll leave it at that. Fuck that guy. Fuck that interaction. Let's talk Bengals football.
I had like 10 minutes blocked out for that segment. We're just going to move on.
Yeah. Let's
all right.
Look, one of us is going to look back on that interaction and hopefully go, oh, I was being an asshole, but I doubt it, but I don't know.
Dude, it's been hot. It's been hot in the internet streets.
It really is.
Let's just talk about that. We can move past that interaction, but man, Twitter death threats against our children.
Oh my God. Yeah. I forgot about that one.
Some very wild things.
People saw that interaction.
Paragraph in the message requests.
I want to pull that up because it's
he pretty much told you to, I don't know if you're allowed to say this word on YouTube or not, but he pretty much told you to unalive yourself and then throw yourself in the river, which I don't know how you're supposed to do after, but there's a logistical issue there.
He either likes rivers or lives by a river or something, because he said nobody would care if your body was found. Oh, your lifeless corpse was found face down in a river, I think is what it is. I tell you what, dude, after that Chiefs game, 4 people threatened to kill me or told me to get rid of myself. And then like nameless Chiefs accounts just in my mentions, 0-2. Like, I get it. Like, I like some of the Chiefs accounts. Like, how about them Chiefs? The guy with the big beard, he runs his mouth, but he's a good guy behind the scenes. A couple other ones are cool, but man, that fan base really hates us. We hate them though too. Like, in all fairness, it is a mutual hate between fan bases because we're 2 really good football teams and we beat the shit out of each other every time we play each other, and it's a great game. referee crap aside, they're great games. I love Chief games when the Bengals play the Chiefs.
Yeah, there's a handful of cool Chiefs fans that I follow me and we interact that are cool. One of them is the Kingdom. I think he tagged us both in a tweet after the game. Cool guy. But the nameless, faceless, fake accounts are always going to be the nameless, faceless, fake
Lamar
accounts.
Jackson.
Lots of Bengals fans telling me they hated me, and I always see the follow back next to their name. I'm like, then why do you follow me? And they're like, oh, well, I won't anymore. I'm like, all right, dude, that's cool. Like,
bye.
I don't understand what people think that we're trying to do. I was called an aggregator earlier. I don't feel like I'm an aggregator. I don't feel like I report things that other people reported. I just give my opinion on things that have been reported or things that happened in a game. So I don't know that I'm an aggregator. When I think of an aggregator, I think somebody who reports news that they got from someone else as if it's theirs.
Yeah, I think people get confused with you and I because we have this show, and it's growing. It's a fun show. I love everybody that listens to us and comes here and chats with us live. You're all so awesome. You're the reason we're able to do this. Also, shout out Garage Beer. Can't forget them. But like at the end of the day, you and I, we're just fans, dude. We're just dudes with Twitter accounts that happen to gain a little bit of a following. Like that's what people need to understand. So we're just dudes that bought microphones and decided to film ourselves. That's it.
What and I've also I get called a super fan. I don't think I qualify as super fan because I don't have costume or anything.
I hate that moniker. I get it. I put a costume on and it's recognizable. But like, there's nothing super about me. I just drink beer and cheer for the team. Like, that's it. That's all it really is, dude.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, but all I know is that the vast majority of the interactions that I have on the old X app are good with awesome Bengals fans that like to talk Bengals and make jokes. I got a little bit of heat because I was bitching about the price of zero sugar soda on the internet the other day. People telling me that if I'm too poor for it, I just shouldn't buy it. I'm just saying, I remember when I can get 3 12 packs for $12. I can afford to pay the $10. I just prefer not to.
Can I give you some advice?
I'm all in because I'm trying to go low carb.
Just buy Shasta or Big K and own being too poor to buy the soda. That's what I do.
I'm not too proud for Big K. I'm a big citrus drop guy. But I decided I was going to try to, cut down the sugar intake and maybe eat a little bit lower carb, try to lose some of the tits that I have working on, not because Twitter told me to, but because I'm just trying to become a sex symbol in my own household.
That's at the end of the day, that's really our goal.
yeah. Just lose enough to keep my wife interested. That's really, really the goal. Taking the old ashwagandha, little supplement action. Dude, it makes me horny like a 16-year-old boy is what it does.
I never heard of that.
It's supposed to help with energy, mood, immune system, and stress, but it makes me horny as hell. But
I keep
should probably move on from that part of it. But
any supplements I take are just like kind of like the proteins and the creatines. If I take any like vitamins, they go right through me. It is what it is. Let's talk Bengals football and not bowel movements, though. Love that everyone's here. We're coming off of 2 horrendous losses, but I think this episode for sure we're going to leave that behind us. We already talked Chiefs game. It sucked. Time to move on. Really, though, I know I just said move on. Really, though, it didn't suck too bad in terms of how the team played. They were right there, dude. Right frickin' there. We can ball. We can play football. We're a good team. Commanders as a team coming in Monday Night Football, Ring of Honor game. It should be an ass whooping, I think, in my opinion.
Bengals undefeated on Ring of Honor night.
Yep.
Ben says he will, if the Bengals win the Super Bowl, he'll start Ozempic and a crippling cocaine addiction. That reminds me that a potato farmer who was a Chiefs fan who was around 60-some years old told me that I should take a shot of Ozempic and shut the fuck up. That did happen. And that was probably my favorite interaction from that night because this dude was old as hell and he's just roasted me. And I thought that was funny.
I saw that. Yeah, he was getting it. He was in your grill.
Couple Blue Chew comments, no free ads.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know how, that's a sponsor I would not know how to do an ad read for. I'll be 100% honest, but
I can whip up Bluetooth ad. I got you. Don't even worry about
oh
it.
my God. Okay.
But
so you've got, I know we talked off air. It sounds too professional to say out loud, but you've got some thoughts on the Commanders. I know you dug into some statistics a little bit. We're not numbers guys. You're not going to get analytics and crazy deep dives from us. But what are your thoughts going into this week? Let's start with who is back at practice. I think that's some big news. You want to talk about that?
So we have hard proof that T. Higgins' hamstring still functions. And if you missed it, we're going to play it for you right now. This was from a gentleman on Twitter. I forget his name, but it's on the video.
Yeah.
Tregellis. He's dead sprint up the little hill there through the right by the entrance to the old practice facility. So T. Higgins back at practice. Everything I saw from the reporters, the insiders.
Oh yeah.
Says
absolutely.
that he is trending. I can't help it.
We're gonna do it all
because there are so many people that just get pissed off because people follow us on the internet. And I don't fucking get it. But so they were saying that all signs point to T. Higgins playing Monday. You go.
Yeah. I'll say this as someone who's had horrific knee injuries over and over again because the good Lord has decided that my knees shouldn't function properly, which cause hamstring issues. If you've got a banged up hammy, you're not chopping up a hill like that. You know what I mean? Maybe he's sore at the end of practice, but he looks good. I think it looks good. I'm excited for the prodigal number 2 receiver to return to this lineup and for Joe Burrow to be able to just throw the ball wherever the hell he wants.
So he's probably going to play Monday night, and that relieves some of the pressure of not having another outside threat. But not to rehash last week too much, but like Jermaine Burton should see the field more, correct?
Jesus.
Am I wrong?
No, not at all. Absolutely. Yoshivas, 2 touchdown game. Wonderful. That Ocho Cinco-esque toe tapping catch. Awesome. I should have bet 2 touchdowns. The first game I bet 2 touchdowns and it was like for $1,000. Didn't do it this time. Decides to do it game 1.
A week late.
Yeah, a week late for sure. But there's just a difference between Andre and I think Trent and Higgins being back and to throw Burton in there, who showcased his ability to stretch the field, get down there and catch a highlight pass. I mean, let's call it what it is. A highlight of that game pass. How do you not put him out there? And I don't know, again, not insiders, folks. Nobody would mistake us for insiders either. I don't know how you look at Burton's ability and not throw him out there more. Perhaps the coaching staff's eyes young. Let's ease him into it. But I'm at the point where we're 0-2. It's time to load the magazine and fire that motherfucker off. Like throw him out there and let's ball, dude.
He was the second leading receiver for the Bengals on Sunday behind only Mike Gesicki, who is a skinny version of you.
Yeah. Well,
with 1 reception, he was the second leading receiver on the team. And then I'm not sure he saw another target after that. I know he got a few snaps. He didn't get a ton of snaps, but he got Wedge. I see it, Wedge. We saw it at the same time.
Yes, I love it. Our chat is electric. Some of them we can put on the screen. Some of them we be careful about putting on the screen. But yeah. Yeah, but to just
love you, Wedge.
I do too. But to just beat the dead horse that is getting Jermaine Burton on the field, like the fan bases, we're hungry for it, and I don't know the reason as to why he's not out there. I don't know. I don't get it. To me, it feels like a no-brainer. Irwin, that ball hit him in the face, bro. Like,
you gotta catch that, bro.
It's a difference maker. That touchdown, we win the damn game. We do. And he dropped it. It is what it is. People drop balls. Wide receivers drop balls. Tyler Boyd had some drops back in the day. But if he catches that, that's the difference in the game. And we could go back and forth. If Joe Burrow doesn't fumble, that's the difference in the game. Oh, referees, whatever. You know what I mean? But I feel like Burton is a more sure-handed, more athletic threat to defenses than Irwin right now. Irwin's a wonderful guy who has done some really cool things for this team, but he's good in the back of the depth chart right now. Burton is a guy who we drafted where we drafted him, probably due to some attitude problems. And I don't see that right now as an issue on this team. But again, we're not in the building, so we don't really know what's going on. So like, I don't get an excuse for him not supplanting Irwin and being up there equal to Yoshi, if not more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and Burton, from what I've gathered, from what I've seen from reporters or whatever, is that the part of the issue with Burton, I guess, is playbook and knowing where to be. Burrow's got to be able to trust the guy to be where he's supposed to be when he throws that ball. But I can't stop thinking about two different offensive sets: T out wide, Chase out wide, Burton in the slot.
Oh my God,
Cook, or T outside, Burton outside, Chase in the slot. What are you going to do? Because the Bengals have to move Jamar Chase around more.
Yeah.
And it's going to be easier to do that now with T. Higgins back, because the Bengals still haven't had a true outside threat to replace him, because Burton hasn't been playing that much. Burton is a 100% outside threat. Preseason or not, we saw it there. We just saw it in the regular season against Kansas City. He is an outside threat, but the teams have to respect that. But so now if you can get him out there, and just having T out there, regardless of who the wide receiver 3 is, Yoshi, Irwin, Burton, whatever, you should be able to move Chase around. A little bit of motion. And the Bengals ran a ton of motion this week. Give them all kinds of credit. They were working things open, but I think they're going to be able to do it even more when you have more bona fide threats at the other receiver positions. So that's something I'm really looking for this week, because this is a team that the Bengals should beat the hell out of.
We should run them out of the stadium. We really should. And to your point, moving Jamar around, like the Chiefs did what they had to do. And when T's not there and a threat deep like Burton is not out there, it's super easy to go, okay, just fucking double Jamar all game and make his life hell. Jamar is a fantastic top 5 receiver in the NFL, but like, he's only human. If you're doubled, it's hard to get open and it's hard to catch passes. Flat out. It just is what it is. McDuffie, they played well, and when they doubled him, it's tough. But if you've got Jamar, like you said, you can move around, put him in the slot, do whatever he needs to do, and Higgins and Burton, and then Yoshi and Irwin out there to do some trick plays and crazy stuff. That's hard to defend. It just use your weapons is my plea, I think.
So I'm hoping to see that. And John Paps in the comments with a good comment. Trey Hendrickson might have 6 sacks. He is going up against a rookie left tackle. His PFF grade is in the 40s. Their offensive line is in trouble. Their pass defense, not good. Their pass defense is I think last in the league. So this feels like a game, and I kind of talked about this a little bit on Twitter. I can't remember who originally posted it. I quote tweeted him and kind of expanded on the thought, but I thought it was a great point. When was the last time the Bengals just blew somebody out and just put them away? They could have been up 28-10 at halftime.
That Ravens game
last week.
Oh yeah, easily. I think. Yeah. I know, drop pass mistakes. Got it. It needs cleaned up. First of all, compliments to Lou Anarumo and that defense. Holy shit. Electric defense that game. The last game, and someone's in the comments and someone later is going to be like, oh, you're an idiot. Don't you remember the whatever game, week 3, when we just smoked the Ravens like 45 to whatever? Like, that's the one I remember. Like, that's one stuck in my brain. And that's a good football team. Like, I just like, Patriots should have laughed them out of the stadium. Chiefs, supposed to be a hard-fought game. This Commanders game, in all reality, dude, we have all the tools and the weapons to absolutely embarrass them. And I don't give a shit about I don't have beef with the Commanders at all. I don't care. I just think we should be able to run them out of Cincinnati.
I think the last time I watched the Bengals really put a team away was 2022. I think it was week 5 against the Panthers, who stunk. Joe Mixon had like 5 touchdowns, and they were playing backups, into the fourth quarter. But it's just this feels like this team needs a killer instinct. Yeah. There were times in that game last week where they could have put their foot on the neck of the Kansas City Chiefs and gone into halftime genuinely up 28-10. They should be practicing the shit out of red zone this week. Red zone. Like, you've got to start converting when you get into the 10-yard line. You can't keep settling for field goals, especially against Pat Mahomes. You might be able to settle for field goals against Washington. They just played the Giants and beat them without scoring a touchdown because the Giants stink that bad. But the Bengals have to have a killer instinct. I think this team needs to be like, okay, we can go on this drive, put 7 points on their head, and just put them out of their misery, and let's go do it. Instead of getting down there and the drive stalls out because you get pressure and he has to throw the ball away or whatever. You've got to find the killer instinct to just go for the jugular, put your foot on their neck, and just put them away. I want to see Jake Browning play Monday night. I want to see Jake Browning play, not because Burrow got hurt. I want to see Jake Browning taking fourth quarter snaps because we're up 30 points. Like, they should be able to do that to this team. Based off what I saw last week, this is a competent football team now. It doesn't look as terrible as it did week 1. This is a team that knows what to do. They move the ball. You have turnovers. You have drops, blah, 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 things to clean up. I get it. But against a team like the Washington Commanders, with a rookie quarterback, with a shitty rookie left tackle, with a terrible defense. Now, they do have a good running game, and the Bengals' run defense is a problem. They gave up 149 on the ground again this last week. Like, you've got to clean that up. And B.J. Hill, Sheldon Rankins both did not practice today, so they don't look to be coming back. They did sign Lawrence Guy, which I think was a good signing. I think that he's not going to get the quarterback. He's not going to get sacks. He's just not. But he's going to plug the middle and not get driven 3 yards off the ball like I saw some of the defensive linemen getting blown off last week, especially after Rankins and Hill went down. So he'll be there, but you got to watch their running game. But if you can make Jaden Daniels have to throw, this should be barbecue chicken. It should be easy. We should be thinking about leaving in the fourth quarter to try to beat traffic because we're up so much. Like, that's what it should be. We'll not be leaving early though. We'll be staying the entire time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I just to me, Isaiah Pacheco's a freak. Like, let's just be honest. That dude, I would, if he left the Chiefs tomorrow because of a disagreement, I would be pounding the table for the Bengals to try to go get his ass. Like, I like Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh yeah. Isaiah, I like him too.
He is a stud. So for him to do that to us, he does that to a lot of teams. He really does. And the Chiefs have a decent O-line. It is what it is. But I would be lying if I would sit here and say, like, I'm fully 100% confident in our run defense. Like, I don't think I don't think it's to a fault of anybody. I think we're thin and a little bit of a talent thing. I mean, we're playing the Commanders. I think they have Brian Robinson and Eckler, who's, I think, a shell of himself these days. I don't know.
He's been catching the ball good.
Yeah, true. But I'm talking ground and pound, run the football, right? Eckler has a talent, that's for sure. But if we can focus on stopping the run, like you said, and force a rookie quarterback to throw the ball. I mean, Cam Taylor-Britt, maybe he'll make another cool interception. I don't know. Von Bell, who's out. Here we go.
What is it? What are you going to call what happened to Von Bell?
An issue. Von Bell has an issue. And I use quotations because I don't know what it is, and I don't want people to think I know what it is.
It's because you're not an insider, buddy.
No, I'm not. Maybe Jordan Battle's in there. I don't know. I think that the secondary can eat again, and we can have a multi-interception game. And I know that's tough to do in the National Football League because everybody's good at football in the National Football League, unless your name's Kenny Pickett. But I just think they can eat. I think our secondary can eat if we can focus on stopping the run. And having the Commanders go into the locker room and be like, fuck, we're going to have to throw the ball because they're eating Robinson alive.
Like Brian Robinson Jr. a lot, got shot and then came out to Many Men by 50 Cent, which is gangster as hell. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. But, yeah, it's just make that one-dimensional. But And I've been accused of being on the Bengals payroll and all this shit lately, but let's be honest. A big part of the Bengals run defense issues right now is because of roster construction and what the front office chose to do or not do about the defensive tackle position. I love Sheldon Rankins as a interior pass rusher. One of the best in the game at getting after the quarterback from the interior. He's not a run defender. And then they let DJ Reader go. Health injury or health concerns or whatever. Turns out he's ready to play week 2, goes in there, balls out, helps Aiden Hutchinson get 5 sacks against the Bucks. So part of it is on roster construction. I don't think that BJ Hill is a every down run defender. I think he's probably the best run defender on the defensive line if he's healthy as of right now. But right now it's Lawrence Guy who just got signed 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But I think there is something to be said for the lack of attacking a run-stuffing defensive tackle in free agency or retaining Reader, whatever the case may be, because you're pinning your hopes on rookies. If Chris Jenkins comes back, who was practicing today with his hand in a club, and I always love when defensive linemen are playing with their hands in a club. I think it looks cool as hell. But you're relying on defensive tackle rookies. And that's one of the toughest positions to transition to in the NFL. I love Chris Jenkins to death, Michigan man. But when you watch him in the preseason, sometimes you're like, oh, shit, he's getting stood up a little bit. Yeah. Like, it's a tough transition. They're going from playing college kids to playing grown-ass men. Yeah. So I think that a little bit of the run defense has to fall on the hands of the front office and the moves or lack thereof that they made in the offseason. But as I've said before, I don't necessarily know where the help for this run defense is coming from. Lawrence Guy's worst season as a pro was last year. Yeah, maybe that's because he was on the shitty Pats and they stunk, and that's just what it is. But like you're banking on Lawrence Guy, who was just signed, or 2 rookies to come in and really improve your run defense, because these hamstring injuries for BJ Hill and Sheldon Rankins probably aren't going to go away for a few weeks, dude. They weigh 300 pounds. I'll stop ranting and let you talk.
No, you're spot on. I think how you solve this is Lawrence Guy as meat to the grinder to help us out. And then Lou is going to have to cook some rotational stuff in. Hubbard inside, different stuff.
I love the idea of Hubbard inside.
I do too. I really do too. The guy's good at run defense. He's not a massive defensive tackle, but he can tackle. It is what it is. I think it's going to come from play design this week. It has to. If they try to go out there and the spear is blunt and they try to stab, it's just going to bounce off. You know what I mean? It's just, it won't work. You cannot play idiot football this week. You've got to design stunts. The linebackers have to be involved. Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt, who are tackling dogs, machines, by the way. If you've seen the whatever rating that came out, they're going to have to.
Wilson and Pratt are having great years.
Yeah. They're going to have to nut up and get in there and tackle some running backs, which they are very capable of. I think the name of the game this week to stopping the run is going to be play design, without a doubt. Hendrickson's going to do what Hendrickson does. He's going to make this tackle's life hell. He's going to rip inside, swim around, and get to the quarterback and do what he can. But the rest of the crew is really they're going to have to come together as a unit and a team, and everybody's going to have to play a part. They're going to have to do things that they don't normally do, and just come together and play team football and decide we are stopping the run.
And a good way to stop the run, a good comment from Zachary Hayes in the chat. The best way, or the biggest key to the Bengals win this week, getting out to an early lead and getting the defense in obvious passing situations so Trey can feast. And that's very true. You have a shitty run defense and you're trying to figure out how to fix it. Tell your offense to get up on them by 10, 14 points. And then all of a sudden it's night. Paycor's rocking. I think it's a fan-initiated blackout. I think they're trying to get everybody to wear black. I also may actually black out. I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah, depending on the score.
Hey, taking the old half day from work, might start just popping garage beers a little bit early that day.
Yep, absolutely.
But I think that is a very good point that Zachary made, though, because if you can jump out to an early lead on these guys and all of a sudden they're down 14 points, you've got a rookie quarterback in a hostile environment on Monday Night Football, whole country watching. He's a little bit smaller, already got banged up a little bit last week, taking some hits because he's a pretty small dude. I think he needs to bulk up a little bit. Then all of a sudden your run defense isn't going to be that big of a problem because he's going to have to try to throw his way back into the game. And you've got Cam Taylor-Britt out there ready to snag anything out of the air with one hand, and you've got blackout Trey. Don't discount primetime Trey Hendrickson, dude. It's blackout Trey. I don't know what it is. When the lights come on, blackout Trey goes crazy. And he has been the backbone of that defensive line so far.
Yeah.
We are getting next to nothing out of the rest of the defensive line. Love Sam Hubbard to death. Cincinnati kid. Awesome dude. All the ladies love him. All that's great. He's just not getting much of a pass rush right now. I don't know if he's still recovering from the ankle. I don't know what it is. I think that Miles Murphy coming back week 5 may open the door for, hey, we have a little bit of an interior issue. Maybe we kick Sam inside a little bit, because like that play, the last play, that 4th and 16 where there's the DPI last week. Why in the fuck is Zach Carter in there? Why? I don't think that they should have only rushed 3. I don't like that to begin with. But if you're going to, why is Zach Carter your third?
Well,
why is that not Sam Hubbard?
I'm okay with the play design. There was a lot of talk about that. Why were there only 3 down linemen, like a 3-man rush? And they put a shit ton of DBs out there because it was an obvious passing situation, and off script, if Mahomes can escape and be outside the pocket, he's really good at that and makes some crazy passes. So I think just covering the DBs, who the ball is going to go to, I thought it was a solid decision. Personnel that were out there, don't agree with it. I don't have any hate for Anthony. Initially, I was pissed because I thought I was like, they called the flag. I was like, gosh darn it, why do you do that right now? Are you kidding me? It was Joseph Osai all over again. After the fact, obviously, I freaking tore that call and everything a new butt. Like, it was absurd. But I don't know, Carter out there. I get what you're saying. It's just
Zach Carter hasn't been near a quarterback since fucking high school. Let's call it what it is.
I know, but I don't know that was the intent. I don't know. I think it was like, you guys just do what you can do. DBs, this is your job. That's my opinion on that one.
I got no hate for Dijon Anthony either. He's a rookie.
None.
I personally think the call is shit. It's
okay.
It's easier in slow motion, but if you see it in real time, that's such a tough call to make. They're on the same yard line. They're both going up to make a play for the ball. He makes contact with his back. That's neither here nor there. No hate for the guy. He's a rookie. He made it his phone lock screen so he can see it every time, which I love, because he's not going to forget what happened. He's going to use that to get better. Absolutely love that about him. But why has Jordan Battle played 2 defensive snaps this season? 2.
Yeah, I don't.
He's one of the highest graded rookie safeties in the last 10 years last year. I understand that Von Bell's come back. You trust Von. You have the communication and all that. We've got to find a way to get 27 on the field more. And I think he should. There's no Mike Hilton on that last play. There's no Jordan Battle on that last play. There's no Sam Hubbard on that last play. I don't understand it. Everybody wants to fire Zach all the time. And I'm not trying to be a hater or a bad guy here, but maybe Lou deserves some smoke every now and then too.
Yeah, it was an interesting personnel design. Mike Cannon in the comments, that's a great comment. I mean, can the Bengals not bring Hilton up and go single high and stuff? I mean, you've got guys on here that have proven they can do things.
It's true. Use them.
We just talked about Burton. I mean, on a play like that, why is Hilton not doing that? You know, I don't know. And he was out there, but I don't know. I don't foresee us being in this Kansas City situation this week. Talk Commanders this game. I think you bring up an incredibly awesome point. A really, really great way to just not have to worry about the run is go up and force them to have to pass. I think I was saying, let's force them to pass by stopping the run. We can also force them to pass by just scoring a shit ton of touchdowns.
Yeah. All of a sudden they're in a shootout and they gotta go toe to toe with that. And I think Jaden Daniels is going to be a damn good quarterback. I just don't think he is yet.
Yeah.
I think he needs to put on some more weight. Text from Dad Alert.
Ooh, go for it.
The call was shit, but when the refs have red striped shirts on, what do you expect? I like it. He gets it. Guy knows ball.
He does.
I sent a kind of unhinged text to the family group chat after that game. Haven't had breakouts in a while. My cousin came over for the game. He texted me today. He's like, dude, I haven't had zits in years. That game stressed me out to where I think I'm breaking out. And I was like, I got a little cluster going up here too.
I believe it. I just when that flag was thrown, I don't know. I don't want to freaking relive it. It's a new week. It's prime time. Let's talk Ring of Honor real quick. A couple
No
guys going to the
graphics
Ring
for
of
it.
Honor. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. A couple guys going to the Ring of Honor that are well deserved. Should be a good show. What do you think? Good guys to go in. I know you've had a pass with one, or past thoughts about one. Like, what do you think?
I used to have beef with Corey Dillon. Dad's watching. He probably remembers this. Got some money for my birthday one year.
Yeah.
Decided I wanted to go down to the pro shop. First Corey Dillon, first jersey I ever bought with my own money. Corey Dillon jersey. It was white, hung down to my knees. Big Corey Dillon fan when I was a kid, and it just I never liked the way he left. I never liked the way that it all went. But as I've gotten older and understood a little bit more about how that exit went and why it went the way it went, I started to sympathize with Corey a little bit more. I had a chance to talk to Corey one-on-one through DM one time and kind of tell him what I thought. He told me what he thought. Talked to him in person a couple months ago. Like, nice guy. Like, so I'm at this point, I'm glad. I'm glad that he's getting in because he was those teams. He was the offense of those teams. And he dealt with a lot of shit. But when you once I stopped being like a bitter, upset kid, I was a child when I was like 04, he went to the Patriots and won a ring. Like, I was a kid, you know what I mean? So like, as I've gotten older and come to understand more, and he has done a better job, I think, of engaging with the fan base. I know he talks to a lot of the Bengals and Brews guys a lot, Strawberry Ice. He interacts with those dudes a lot. He does shows with them and kind of put his point of view out there more, which I think was good and was healthy for the people that have been around a long time. Because there's people that, you know, that are newer fans that are younger, don't know who the hell Corey Dillon is. A lot of people didn't know who Rich Bram was today when I posted something about Rich Bram.
I saw that. People not knowing who Corey Dillon is, I mean, that's one thing, but I'm sure there's a young portion of his fan base who has no idea who Tim Krumrie is. I mean, we're talking 90s Bengals, so also older fan base that's probably wiped that era out of their mind. I mean, we're talking about a guy who led the team in tackles in like 1992. It was like almost 100 tackles or something like that year. Like, I
was 1 year old.
Awesome. Yeah, I was very, very young as well. But I mean, both Bengals legends, both very deserving. I love and will continue to love that suit jacket with the stripes inside. It's such a nice jacket. Should be a nice ceremony at halftime here. Who's ruler of the jungle this week?
It's going to be.
Make yourself big real quick.
Make myself big. Yeah, that's what the people want is more my dumb ass. So the rulers of the jungle are always the Ring of Honor inductees. And that's when I realized I made myself look like a total fucking moron because I tweeted the Bengals and I said, hey, don't reply to this tweet if you want me to be the ruler of the jungle Monday night. And they didn't reply. But then I was like, wait, fucking Corey Dillon, Tim Krumrie. Why would I try to get involved with that? So it's going to be them. So they've done that the last 3 years now that they've done the Ring of Honor night. The inductees will be the rulers of the jungle. So it'll be cool to see Corey up there. Not exactly, sure how the ceremony is going to differ, if it is going to differ, but I don't think it needs to. I think they've done a great job with it. They do the unveiling of their number and their name along the concrete of the stadium. That's not when you go take your leak and get your new beer. Stick around for that. I couldn't wait to be there for Ocho's last year because I liked Corey Dillon as a kid, but Chad Johnson is the reason that I love this team because he grew up talking he was playing when I was growing up. He was talking shit. He was one of the best receivers in the league. Loved everything about him. If you're a shit talker, chances are I like you. So I'm really excited to see one of my other childhood favorites get inducted too, now that I've moved past my bitterness as a child.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Sorry, guys. Work call there. Believe it or not, this is not our full-time job. We're not insiders. We just do this for fun.
Open to any spot. I want to make it my full-time job, though. I'll slap your logo on my ass.
Hey, what are you doing? Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. I think that my mentions are off the charts right now. A lot of the DMs I'm getting about earlier are funny. I love you guys. You're the best. But I'm
somehow getting names and shit because of it.
Yeah. It is nice to see two guys like this going in. And I know you just talked about the Ring of Honor or the ruler of the jungle. I missed that. I apologize. But good stuff all around. And the Bengals, every primetime game We have. They do it up big, man. We've striped it out. We've the cell phone thing. Monday
That's
night in
back.
Cincinnati. Yeah. Monday or prime time, not Monday night. Prime time in Cincinnati is not the prime time of yesteryear. It's fun, man. They engage the fans. They do all this stuff. It's great. I think we're at the 40-minute mark. We've covered the game and everything. Let's talk about the other elephant in the room. How about the stadium upgrades? What do you think of this, man?
Dude, that's going to be awesome.
I agree.
I saw that it was proposed. I don't see that the team in Hamilton County have agreed upon it yet, but the proposal came from the county, which I think is a good sign that they would like it to work. One concern that I do have was they wiped out, and in those renderings, Bengal Jim's tailgate lot gone. Yeah. But he tweeted, he said, we'll be okay with a winking emoji. So old Jim's got something up his sleeve. He'll still be around. There is one part of it I didn't like as much. And it's converting the south end zone into club seating.
I agree.
The reason I don't love that is because there are season ticket holders who have seats there. That may impact yours, actually. Now that
it is. It would strip me of, not strip me. They would have to figure it out. I don't know. Maybe
they're going to relocate people.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to call people and say, "Hey, you don't have season tickets anymore." Sorry about it. They're going to relocate them. But it's a double-edged sword, right? Because I have been publicly against these stadiums moving more towards luxury boxes and shit. Yep. And I sat in a suite for a whole season. It was cool. Private bathroom, free food, free beer, all that. That's cool. Like don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And that's good revenue stream for the team. Like let's make no mistake about it. People worry about the cash flow of the Bengals. Luxury boxes are a great one because it's like $25,000 a game or something. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But they're adding more seating kind of on the sides and above it. So I don't know if they're going to add enough seats to equal it out or if they're expanding seating, but it's a double-edged sword, right? Because that revenue is going to be good for the team.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like, I don't like it to be harder for regular ass people like you and me to go to a game because I agree. Let's just be real. Thank God for BetJack for buying us tickets to games. Shout out because I'm going to be spending $500-$600 just to get into every game without that. And then you got to park. Parking's astronomical. I don't know who runs Longworth Hall's parking, but charging people $60 to park for a game is fucking ridiculous.
Longworth used to be $30.
Yes, dude, it's $60.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I'm parking my ass up in the city and I'm hopping on a Lime scooter and getting down into town. But so it's already so expensive. Like, just think about it, man. Like, you want to take your kids to a game. You got 2 kids and a wife. You got to buy 4 tickets. Aftermarket ticket prices are astronomical right now. They're
$500,
crazy, dude. Look at the ticket prices for that Philly game, dude. They're nuts. So I don't love that. But the fact of the matter is, the Bengals have to do this. This has to get done for them to stay relevant as a venue. It has to get done so they can use the venue more in the wintertime to get more revenue from it. And it needs to be better all around. They need to have a real indoor facility. The bubble's been good, and it's always been a temporary solution. If you just take it for what it is, they're going to build the proper indoor. They're going to expand the practice fields, and that's well and good. And you know what? People get so fucking mad at Pat McAfee because he was saying, why do the Bengals have to cross the street to get to practice? That's not going to be a thing anymore if they do this because it's all going to be on site. But at the same time, why the fuck is an NFL team walking across streets to get to practice? Like, it's kind of a fair critique.
Yeah, it is.
And I get canceled and people tell me I kiss his ass, but I'm like, you know what? It's an NFL franchise and a cop wasn't paying attention and a fucking Toyota 4Runner came way too close to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Like, that shouldn't happen. So these are things that have to happen for the Bengals to not only get more national respect, and they probably won't ever get it because there is a national media against the Bengals thing. I don't think that we're being too sensitive when we make that assumption. Like the Mina Kimes thing, the Dan Orlovsky thing, like all that shit last week, it was over the top.
Pissed me off.
But you have to have these kinds of facilities to compete and stay a relevant franchise. So like, it does suck that people's seats may get moved, and it does suck that, there's going to be more luxury boxes there. I don't know the full details. I can't pretend to know it all. Maybe they're adding enough seating around it that it doesn't matter. I don't know. But I just hope that it doesn't become. Did you watch these games in LA, dude? It's just rich people that are just there for a social event and they don't give a shit about what's happening on the field. Joe Burrow said that about the Super Bowl. Burrow's like, dude, it just seemed like a place for famous people to be seen. Like, it'd be cooler if there were more real fans there. So like, I don't like that. But at the same time, like, the Bengals need an HQ across the street. Well, it's not going to be a street anymore. It's going to be all on site. They need that full headquarters with their weight room in there and their indoor training facility there and their cafeteria. Like, every other team has this shit. So it is a very, very, very good thing. I'm glad that they're doing it, but it does kind of suck to see more of the luxury box thing get added into it, is I guess my only beef with it.
There's literally, I mean, you just took all my thoughts, put it on the screen. I agree with you. Like, it's like a necessary evil to have boxes and like expensive shit for wealthy people to sit in. Like you said, we've sat in a box before. It's fun in a cold game, I guess. The food is there. It's free. You get the crap in a bathroom that's 2 feet away from you. But I mean, at the end of the day, I want to be down in the stands, in the seats. Like, I think there's something to be said about us who are average fans being in those seats. So as long as they equal it out somehow, and season ticket holders like myself who are in that end zone are taken care of, and we don't turn into like this Vegas sideshow, it's okay to step into the present time and the future and have nice things, right?
They put a nightclub in that joint.
I don't understand that. Fun, I guess.
I understand it. I'm gonna be in there waving my shirt around like a helicopter after we get a big primetime win one night.
I guess
we're gonna be partying, dude.
I guess I don't get that one. I know Vegas has one, and when I said the same thing for that, I was like, oh, I guess you're in Vegas. But like, I don't think they will, because people give this organization and this front office crap all the time. Sometimes fair, but like most of the times, shut up. It's pretty dumb. Like, they're a great front office these days. But they just cannot forget about us average fans in our seats, in the weather, in the fucking heat, in the rain, in the snow down there, beer blanket on, jumping up and down, hugging, high-fiving, being pissed, crying when we lose, getting mad. They cannot forget about us little people. And I don't think they will. I'm not saying they will. But luxury boxes, to me, I think they're lame. I'll just flat out say it. I hate them, but they're a necessary evil. They're nice. Got it. But 9 times out of 10, I would much rather be in the 300s, 200s, 100s, wherever the hell it is, in the stands, high-fiving strangers over a Joe Burrow touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. My wife is exposing me in the chat. I got a little misty-eyed when Chad Johnson went into the Ring of Honor. I'm not too proud to say that. That man is a huge part of why I love the Cincinnati Bengals. So I'm not ashamed of that. Crypt Keeper says, hey, Drew, next time you talk to McAfee, ask him, does he have any investment in the Mayflower Moving Company like his boss? So just like, I was on his show, and he follows me on Twitter, but like, I don't have a direct line to the guy. And I think people maybe get confused sometimes because they tell me like, hey, tell me, look, he knows I exist. That's about it. But I think that I don't know what the Mayflower Moving Company thing is. I think is that a Colts reference? Because the Mayflower trucks came and took the Colts away in the middle of the night. Isn't that how it went?
I don't know. That went over my head. I'm not 100% sure about that.
I'm not 100% sure I understand that comment, but I would like to learn more about it.
Yeah,
so I think that all things considered, with the renovations that they're looking to do, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. The shit looks badass. Like Tyler Meinerding, another great follow, fun guy, Bengals fan counseling, fun stuff.
Dude, that stuff is so good.
Yeah, he's funny. When I saw him share the renderings, I was like, oh, this is bitching. Like, this stuff looked cool. We're really stepping into the future here. So like, don't take our I don't know, we take up arms for the little guy because we are the little guy. Like, flat out. Like, don't take us taking up arms for us little guys as boo-hooing the organization. Like, we got to step into the future. We're a good football team. We got to do it. So it looks badass, dude.
And I don't think that they're going to it's a necessary evil. I don't think they're going to forget about.
No,
Cincinnati's not Vegas or LA or like it's not like that. It's a football town. It's a baseball town. Like the city loves their teams. So I don't think that they'll ever lose sight of it, but it is a little bit frustrating. Let's say somebody picked out their seats for the perfect price point and the perfect view that they wanted, and they're getting moved because of luxury boxes. Like that kind of stinks, but you got to play ball. You got to do the same thing. Mike wants me to make it clear that 74 is Howard Fest's number, not Rich Bram's, because I did the Rich Bram tweet earlier. Mike, you're aging yourself a little bit there.
You're old.
But
love you, Mike. You're a regular. We love you, but
we do love Mike. We love Mike. I love Mike's screen caps of me. Hopefully he's got some good ones here. Sometimes when people say dumb shit to me, I will use a Mike Cannon screen grab as my response of me just like shrugging or something. I was trying to get a new one.
Absolutely. 100%.
So, but yeah, man, the video board on the outside of the stadium was what the Crypt Keeper had brought up. Put that money somewhere else. I can see that thought process, but also the giant TV video board on the outside of the stadium. I think it's cool for multiple different uses, but like, I don't know if they will do this, but they could broadcast the game on that.
Yeah.
And you could see it from the banks. And I think that may help local businesses at the banks and the whole strip leading right up, because what it really looks like it looks like it just connects everything, right? Because like you've got the stadium, then you've got like a couple streets, and then you've got the banks, and then you've got Great American. It looks like a good way to just kind of tie it all in and make it one big district type thing. And if you can like hang out at the banks and you can drink on the street there because they got the door thing, and you could like hang it from the banks and damn near see the whole game from down there. Like I think that could invigorate the bars and restaurants down there, and the more popularity and buzz you have outside the stadium, I think the better. Now, we heard some shit that we cannot forget leaving the stadium week 1.
Oh, yeah.
And if they lose, it may get a little bit louder if there's thousands of people outside the stadium watching it. But like, think about it. It would be kind of a cool experience to watch the game on that screen from outside of the stadium. And you could still hear the stadium going nuts, like as points get scored and things happen. Like, I think it could be actually a pretty cool thing. So I could understand maybe wanting to put that money elsewhere, but I also see how cool of an idea that really looks like.
Was there a cost breakdown or an itemized cost breakdown? Or
$1 billion is all I know.
Well,
$1 billion.
So overall, I don't know what big ass giant fucking TV screens cost on the outside. That could somehow be the cheapest thing, construction wise.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea.
I'm not a construction guy, dude. I pull triggers. That's what I do. So to me, like that's
you allowed to say
that's yeah, I can say that. That's like neither here nor there for me.
YouTube, it's a drill. Don't cancel us.
Yeah, please. Yeah. I think the video boards outside look really cool. There was 2 of them, right, on the renderings.
I think there's one on each side. Yeah.
Yeah, they like wrapped around the stadium. Yeah, like overall, like I said, it looked really freaking cool. And when we're down there watching football games, when all that's done, we're going to look at it and go, damn, we're lucky. You know what I mean? Because like we could suck at football and be abysmal and be losing every season and be complaining about the fact that the team might be moving. But no, we're not. We're talking about $1 billion renovation to our football team's home. So that's good news in my book.
And that's going to help because a lot of people like don't know this or don't talk about this. The Bengals lease on Paycor Stadium ends in 2026. That's right around the corner. Like
Jesus, yeah.
I don't think there's a shot in hell that the Bengals leave. I don't think that there's a chance that they leave Cincinnati, but like there's an out in that lease. And I wish they could build a dome. People don't like this take. People think that, it's not old school football, and I get it. But like, what can you do with that venue in the off season if you have a dome or a retractable roof? Even you can host big ass concerts in the winter and NCAA tournaments, and Olympics. That gets you on the bid for a Super Bowl, Olympics. Like there's a lot more you can do with that venue, and I think that's why you see teams like Cleveland had the renderings of their new stadium, and it looked cool. I mean, we don't like Cleveland, but the stadium looked awesome.
I go more towards a retractable roof versus a roof or a dome. I've been to games in like Dallas's stadium. It's weird, dude. It's Jerry's World is weird. Like to be inside watching a football game, it's like the biggest arena football game I've ever seen in my life. Like it didn't make sense. And in all fairness, I was there for a college football playoff game, Bearcats, Alabama. Still have nightmares about that. But you
boat raced.
Yeah, it was not good. That was one of the drunkest I've ever been in my entire life. I had Alabama women yelling racial slurs and curse words at me that I'd never heard before in my life. Really ridiculous experiments. But to be inside watching the football game was really weird. I like the elements, and I'm not like old school football. Like to me, like I like the sun shining down, and if it rains, I kind of like the rain. I like the elements involved in football. That's why to me, I would lean more towards retractable roof over dome, but it didn't look like that was in the plans at all, did it? I didn't see that at all.
No, because it's basically impossible to add a retractable roof or a roof to an existing stadium. What stepmom sent me that, her and Chad Johnson back in the day. So text from Dad's wife.
There you go.
She's actually the reason that I'm a Bengals fan.
Hell yeah.
So, but here's my thing on the roof or the dome.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch a game where there's 5 inches of snow on the field and it's windy and shitty and we can't watch Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase do what they're best at? Or is there some value to watching the best athletes in the world in 72-degree perfect weather?
There absolutely is. That's why I'm in the middle. There absolutely is. I'm not anti-dome or anti-roof. I am, man, I really like the elements involved in football. That's my take. That's why I lean more towards retractable.
You get a retractable roof, you can still get the sunlight on a nice day, but if it's like rainy and shitty, they're going to close it.
If it's raining sheets, shut it and let's play ball. Got it. But like if
they're going to shut it if it's sprinkling.
I know they would. I like a good snow game. I like a good. I get that like the future is indoor stadiums and athletes being able to play in the perfect conditions. I get it. I do enjoy the nature's elements involved in football, but.
There's only 2 ways that happens in Cincinnati, though. Cincinnati's landlocked. So like, they can't put a roof on what's already there, obviously. And there's nowhere else in downtown to build a stadium. And I love the Bengals stadium being downtown. I don't want that to move. I don't want to drive to Westchester to watch the Cincinnati Bengals. So like they would have to go play at Nippert for 2 years while they built a new stadium there or something. Like I don't think it's feasible. But everything short of Nippert would be cool, but there's also 25,000 less seats at Nippert.
Yeah, that would suck. Actually, that would not be.
You want to talk about pissed off season ticket holders?
Yes, I think it would have to like just be season ticket holders for. That's how you would have to do it. There's something to be said about driving down to the city. I know people live down there, and if you live down there, hell yeah, that's awesome. There's something to be said about driving into the city, fighting traffic, trying to find a parking spot, trying to find the best parking spot that's not ridiculously expensive, maybe having to walk a little bit like that's the whole game day experience. Like I would like adamantly oppose what's going on in Cleveland right now. I want the stadium downtown. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. So like short of doing a dome, I think that they're looking to do everything that they possibly can to make that as nice as they possibly can. And let's just face it, man, like they shouldn't have to cross a street to get to practice. And I'm glad that there looks to be plans for that to go away. Before we get out of here, I want to shout out Dom at the Athlete Deck. I've had the white for a while. Just sent me the orange.
I gotta hang mine up.
Deck. Yeah, I know you got yours too. I hung mine up within like 5 minutes of opening the package.
I gotta find
the
wall
orange
space.
Jamar Chase deck is super dope. I've tagged him on Twitter. He's on Instagram. Check him out. You can get one of these.
Yeah, they're sick, man. You can buy them. They're nice. And they're I can't take it down. They're legit skateboards. It's a real skateboard. Yeah, it's not a plank of wood. It doesn't have grip tape on it, but obviously you would buy that and do that yourself. But it's a legit skateboard. It's sick.
These are too beautiful to skateboard on anyway.
Yeah, you tear it up. Shredding the gnar, I believe, as the children say. Yeah, it would.
Never got into skateboarding. Shout out my stepbrothers. They were big time skateboarders. I never got into it. I did for a year, but the most I could do is kickflip. Hey, we're at the 59-minute mark. We got to do some score predictions. Thursday night football is coming up. Yeah, we do got to get up out of here. Let people get their Thursday night football on. I Picture a good old-fashioned, passionate ass whooping. 31-10, Cincinnati Bengals win.
Okay. I love it.
Not as big of a winning margin as I would like, but I think 31-10.
Okay. I think that the Cincinnati Bengals, this is boring because I have it here and it's very similar to yours. I think it's going to be 28-7. I think we're going to get in there and kick their ass. I think that that's going to happen. There's probably going to be a field goal involved. They're going to score more than 7 points, but I am violently optimistic about this football game. So,
Top Ramen wants a 40 ball.
Yeah, I love it. Is that your child, Top? If that's
I don't know.
child,
I don't think that is. I think I've seen that picture before. But
okay.
That's an awesome
Top, if that's your kid, go take care of him. If not, that's a wonderful photo.
Dude,
That's that
actually reminds me. That actually reminds me. Like our kids, I think her first Easter, we try to put her in a little basket. Set your fantasy lineups, like the stream, join the Discord. Thank you, Wedge. You are a champion of the people. We always appreciate you. We put our kid in the Easter basket with the toy eggs around her. And she fell backwards and was like covered in eggs. And that was my first instinct was I took a picture of it. Yeah, that's the kind of parent that I am.
Yeah, they fall down, you get the image, and then you go, oh.
Yeah. Like, holy shit, this is hilarious. Are you okay, baby? He also said Burton 2 touchdowns. That just makes me want to bet it, so I might. So that is it. If you do, please, if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe, like. As a reminder, as we said at the top of the show, we are going to work on getting you some videos with some recaps of games within 24 hours or so of the game. We're going to try to see what that looks like for a Monday Night Football game, and we're going to try to have those done YouTube only. They will not be live, but on Mondays after games or Tuesday after this game, whatever the case may be, just a little bit more so you can get our instant reactions to it. We can't put together a whole live production twice a week at night. We got kids running around and wives yelling at us. And I didn't want to say this publicly, but I think I saw yours punch you in the face at the Troll Pub. So I don't want that to happen to you again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Still sore, but no. We love you guys. You're the reason we do this. Last thing we got to do here, shout out Garage Beer. They keep the lights on here. You can find them at Kroger, other locations. They're growing, dude. They're nationwide now. They've partnered up. Our coworkers, Travis and Jason Kelsey, coworkers. They're working with them. Garage Beer, awesome beer. We're not just shooting it. We're not just blowing smoke up your ass, guys. The lime kicks ass. Their white can kicks ass. It's beer flavored beer. None of the fucking frills. Go grab Garage Beer and shove it down your gullet and watch some fucking football, baby. Hooday.
You guys remember, some of you may remember, I was drinking Garage Beer before this show started and before they were a sponsor of this show. I've been on the GB train for a minute. If you're looking for it and you don't know where to find it, go to www.drinkgaragebeer.com. Up in the top right, top left, somewhere at the top of the screen. I don't fucking know. Click Find Beer. Put in your zip code. It'll tell you where you can find it at bars and stores. So shout out to them. There will be plenty of those to be drank throughout the rest of the season. Go watch your Thursday Night Football. If you're gambling, I hope you win money. I'm gambling. I probably won't win money, but that's just the way my gambling goes. We will see you live next week, but hopefully with a reaction to the game on our YouTube channel on Tuesday.
We're not insiders.
Buy some more time. We're not insiders. Nobody would ever confuse the guy in the Mandalorian costume for an insider. So that was pointed out. Shout out to Quotations. I'm going to click the button now. We love you all.
Showtime, baby. Yeah, the boys are ready to go. Cincinnati, you know. Them boys about to floor. Grab a Garage Beer, let's go. It's Drew and Bang go. Yeah, big place, it's a show. Yeah, big place, it's a show.